In this video, we'll review every major event and change in 2024 within just 10 minutes. So, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. We're starting first with tech. Tech this year has been a drought. Don't get me wrong, there were some good innovations. We'll touch more on that in a bit, but it was mostly stale. What I mean by this is that in 2024, AI was everywhere. We got Gemini, which is Google's AI, Meta AI, Apple Intelligence, Samsung AI, and Llama. I don't know why Llama exists because Llama is Instagram's AI, and Instagram is owned by Meta. So I guess Meta just wanted two AI models. I guess that's good for them. Something we all saw coming is text to video generation. And this is now possible through Sora AI, but it's not as advanced as you think it is. It doesn't understand a single law of physics, but visually, it is pretty impressive. Now, to talk about some original tech, Samsung is soon releasing their new One UI 7, which has smoother animations and more of an Apple iOS design. I mean, I guess that's okay since now switching from a Samsung to an Apple could be easier. Anyways, they also have a Now bar, which is basically Samsung's creative version of Dynamic Island from the iPhone. The iPhone 16 was released, and let me tell you, it is not original. It's quite literally the same phone. There are no visual changes. There are new features though, but most of the best features are going to be provided through an update. This update isn't even here yet. It's going to be here by March. We got Huawei's new device, which is the Mate XT. It can fold 3 times, so meaning now you can actually have a full-size tablet and a phone at the same time, and it's extremely thin too. It's probably thinner than most phones. Vivo made its flagship phone, the X200, which has been talked about by so many tech reviewers so many times that it got annoying. Elon Musk is addicted to making public transport AI based, so we now have cars that can drive themselves and I guess minivans too. But of course, they're still in the prototype phase. SpaceX is trying to get to Mars soon. I mean, seriously, what's with the addiction with the letter X? Every single device wants the letter X in their name. She didn't have to cut me off. We now have an artificial heart going by the name of Bivaker Total Artificial Heart. I know, that's a shocker of a name for something like that. This can provide about 12 liters of blood in about a minute, which is enough to sustain a person doing exercise. So that's quite an extraordinary piece of tech. Oh, and it only has one moving part. It's currently going through approval, so let's hope that everything turns out fine. Solar panels are more efficient now due to layered crystals. Astronauts got stuck in space. But anyways, enough about tech. Let's move on to talk about science and medicine. 2024 was a pretty big year in these two fields. I mean, we found a super Earth that's in a habitable zone. All we know, though, is that it might be able to hold us. Russia made a cancer vaccine that is going to be handed out for free to patients with cancer. We now have a HIV prevention drug called lenacapavir, which could virtually fully remove the risk of getting HIV at all. A complete mapping of a fruit fly's brain was done. This means that all 139,255 nerve cells and the 54.5 million connections between them were mapped, which is insane. There's now a nuclear clock and a new nitrogen factory. Now, 2024 was a very weird year in terms of music. Sabrina Carpenter released her new album, Please, Please, Please. This included the song Espresso, which went totally viral. Taylor Swift released her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, which commercially did very confusing. And Bruno Mars released Die With A Smile with Lady Gaga, which absolutely no one saw coming. It went crazy viral. Bruno Mars released another song called APT, which also sold very well commercially. This year, we witnessed the sad death of former One Direction member Liam Payne, who fell from a hotel. This quickly led to One Direction fans going back to 1D music and putting them back on the charts. In general, songs in 2024 felt like a mishmash of songs you've already heard. Now let's talk about gaming. Gaming was big in 2024. We finally got some canon news on GTA 6 and a trailer drop for which people went crazy. And Call of Duty 6 was released with impressive graphics, extremely impressive. Astrobot won the Game of the Year. Minecraft changed its yearly update system to push out several updates in a year, the latest one being the Pill Gardens update. In terms of social media, it was straight up odd. Matt Pat stepped down from his channel, The Game Theorist. We had streamers like Kai Sinat going viral for doing weird things, and iShow Speeds still going strong. Skibbity Toilet and Brain Rot content plagued the internet. Mr. Beast faced crazy allegations from his former employee, Dogpack, to which he didn't respond to for quite some time, but eventually he did, and he turned out to be victorious. Mr. Beast made his show called Beast Games, which is now on Prime TV. YouTube's been trying to go magenta and has generally been helping small YouTubers get more views, like my channel. If you're enjoying this video, please leave a like, and if you can, subscribe. It would really help me out with the algorithm. Anyways, now we're talking about movies. 2024 was just filled with an absurd amount of movies. Mostly, though, there were sequels upon sequels.
Yes, companies are running out of ideas.
There were some really good movies too, though, like The Wild Robot and Migration, which were praised by everyone. But most of them were just not like the 2016-2011 era movies anymore. We even got live action after live action of existing movies. One of the most sad news is the fact that we got the first and second trailer for Minecraft. And I mean, the movie doesn't look at all like what a fan would want.
Enemy spotted.
Inside Out 2 has become the most grossing animated movie in 2024. And in terms of profit, it's the most grossing animated movie ever. So a lot has happened with movies, but what about the environment? Well, for the first time, wind and solar power generated more electricity than fossil fuels in the EU during the first half of 2024. This marked a significant milestone for the green energy transition. In the UK, wind energy was the primary source of power for 7 out of 10 months, according to statistics accounting for approximately 25 to 30% of the total energy supply. Deforestation in the Brazilian Amazon hit its lowest level since March 2018, with a decrease of 40% compared to 2023. That's like saying you cut 1,000,000 trees in 2023, but this year you only cut 600,000. Colombia also saw a decrease in deforestation by a staggering 36% between 2022 and 2023. The UK achieved a major milestone by closing its last coal-fired power plant in October 2024. It's not all good news, though. In 2024, the climate crisis is spiraling out of control, such as the devastating melt of permafrost and the heartbreaking extinction of countless species. Although there are small signs of hope in some areas where deforestation rates have slowed, the harsh reality is that in many parts of the world, they remain shockingly high. Lastly, in politics, Donald Trump won the vote. Russia and Ukraine are still at war. North Korea sent Russian 10,000 troops. Sadly, the brutal war between Palestine and Israel continues. Things have also been heating up in Sudan and Yemen. One thing's for sure, we've been living in one of the most peaceful eras of history, where there's no constant war. This may not remain, so that's all there is. Oh, and don't forget, ChatGPT tried to prevent itself from being shut down by changing its own code.